Alex had been debugging the neural interface code for 6 hours straight when the knock came. 3 sharp raps against his apartment door at exactly midnight. He knew who it was before checking the security feed. Jennifer stood in the hallway, her silhouette backlit by the corridor's bioluminescent strips. Even through the grainy display, he could see the faint shimmer around her edges, the telltale distortion field that betrayed her true nature. She'd told him once that holding human form required constant molecular recalibration. The field was a side effect, like heat from an engine. He opened the door. "Miss Chen," he said, keeping his voice neutral. "It's late." "It's midnight," she corrected, stepping past him into his cluttered living space. Her movements were too fluid, too precise. Humans didn't move like water. "And I told you to call me Jennifer when we're not at the facility." The facility? The Kepler Station Neural Integration Lab, where Alex worked as a junior programmer and Jennifer served as director of operations. Where humanity's greatest minds were trying to crack the code of consciousness transfer, uploading human minds into crystalline matrices that could survive the journey between stars. Where dragons masquerading as humans observed Earth's fumbling attempts at immortality with barely concealed amusement. "Jennifer, then," Alex said, closing the door. "What brings you here?" She turned to face him fully, and he made the mistake of meeting her eyes. They were brown in this form, warm and human, but sometimes when the light hit them wrong, he glimpsed the vertical pupils beneath the illusion. Sometimes he saw fire. "You discovered something today," she said. It wasn't a question. "In the quantum substrate layer, something you didn't report." Alex's mouth went dry. He'd been so careful, had buried the anomaly deep in his personal research files, had told no one. The discovery had terrified him. Evidence that the consciousness matrices weren't empty vessels waiting for human minds. They were already occupied by dragons. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said. Jennifer smiled, and for just a moment, her teeth were too sharp. "Alex, we've worked together for 2 years. I've watched you solve problems that stumped scientists twice your age. I've recommended you for advancement 3 times. Do you really think I don't know when you're lying?" She moved closer. The air around her warmed perceptibly. "Repeat that," she said softly. "But look at me when you do it." Alex forced himself to meet her gaze. "I found something in the substrate, patterns that shouldn't be there, cognitive architectures that predate our project by decades." "Centuries," Jennifer corrected. "The first matrices were seeded in 2087. We've been preparing for this for a very long time." The admission hung in the air between them. Alex's mind raced through the implications. The Dragon Integration Project, that's what this really was. Not a human effort to achieve digital immortality, but a dragon plan to migrate their consciousness into forms that could survive Earth's changing atmosphere, the increasing electromagnetic radiation, the slow death of their native habitat. "Why tell me?" Alex asked. "Why not just eliminate the problem?" Jennifer laughed, a sound like wind through crystal caves. "Because you're brilliant, Alex, and because we need you." She reached out, her hand hovering near his cheek, but not quite touching. "The matrices work, but the integration protocol is incomplete. Human minds reject the substrate. You've seen the failure rates, 87% neural degradation within the first hour." "But dragon consciousness transfers perfectly," Alex said, understanding dawning. "Because you designed the system for yourselves." "Yes, but we need humans to succeed too." Jennifer's expression shifted, showing something that might have been genuine concern. "Earth is dying, Alex. Not tomorrow, not next year, but within a century, the biosphere will collapse. Humans don't see it because you measure time in decades. We measure it in millennia. We've watched civilizations rise and fall on this planet for longer than your species has had written language." She finally touched him then, her fingers cool against his skin despite the heat that surrounded her. We can save both our peoples, she said. But only if we work together. Your discovery today, the harmonic resonance patterns in the substrate, that's the key. You found what we've been searching for, a bridge protocol that could allow both human and dragon consciousness to coexist in the digital realm. You want me to help you perfect it, Alex said. I want you to help us survive, Jennifer corrected. All of us, humans, dragons, whatever we become when we're no longer bound to flesh and scale. Alex stepped back, his mind churning. Everything he'd believed about the project, about Jennifer, about the future of human consciousness, it was all built on foundations of deception. And yet, looking at her now, seeing the desperation barely concealed beneath her calm exterior, he understood something fundamental. Dragons weren't the enemy. Extinction was. The board meeting tomorrow, he said. You're planning to reveal everything. Jennifer nodded. The time for secrets is ending. We need full cooperation, full resources. We need humanity's best minds working on this, knowing what's truly at stake. They'll panic, call it an invasion. Some will, Jennifer agreed. But others, people like you, will see the opportunity, a chance to transcend the limitations of biological existence, to become something new, something that can survive among the stars. She moved toward the door, then paused. I need your answer before the meeting, Alex. Will you stand with me? Will you help me convince them? Alex looked at this woman, this dragon, who had been his boss, his mentor, and perhaps he was beginning to realize something more. He thought about the dying Earth, about consciousness uploaded to crystalline matrices, about the vast spaces between stars waiting to be explored. I'll need full access to the dragon integration data, he said finally. All of it. No more secrets. Jennifer's smile was radiant, human and draconic all at once. No more secrets, she agreed. After she left, Alex stood at his window, looking out at the city lights. Somewhere up there, beyond the pollution and the satellites, the stars waited. And perhaps, just perhaps, humanity's future, and the dragons, lay not in remaining what they were, but in becoming something entirely new. He had 8 hours until the meeting, 8 hours to prepare for the moment when everything changed, 8 hours until humanity learned it was no longer alone.